This is Jeopardy!
Here's the next part in which we're going to play Jeopardy for the Wii.
Please welcome today's contestants. Player 1, Player 2, Player 3, and now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thanks, Johnny. Welcome to Jeopardy, everyone. Let's go into the Jeopardy round. The categories for the Jeopardy round are which time zone, Roman art, Star Trek jargon, when did it happen, the Animal Kingdom, and word up.
Animal Kingdom 200.
A lot of the Norway type of this infuriating rodent actually originated in Asia. Let's hear it, Player 1. Use the Wii remote or press the corresponding direction on the plus control pad. And then... Right.
The Animal Kingdom for 400.
Please pick again, Player 1. The eyes of these croaking critters usually bulge, but they retract and push down on the mouth to help in swallowing.
What are frogs?
Player 1? Good.
I'll go with the $600 clue, please.
Player 1? The hermit type of this animal can twist its abdomen to one side, so it tucks neatly into its home.
What is a crab?
It's Player 1. You got it.
800.
You again, Player 1. This large prickly rodent gets its name from the French for spined pig.
What is a porcupine?
Yes, Player 1. That's correct.
1,000.
Select again. The Hirola is also known as the four-eyed species of this African ungulate. Player 1?
What is the antelope?
That's correct.
Alright. Roman art for 200.
You get to pick again, Player 1. Let's take it over to Kelly.
This giant amphitheater was one of the great achievements of Roman art.
What's the Colosseum?
It's Player 1. You are correct.
I'll go with Roman art for 400.
Player 1, back to you. Carved in Rome, the Pietà is the only work signed by this sculptor.
Who's David?
Yes, Player 1.
No, the Pietà, that would be Michelangelo.
Yeah! Right you are.
I'll go with 600, Roman art.
Player 1. In Rome's Cerasi Chapel is Caravaggio's painting of the conversion of this saint. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Who is Saint... I'll say who's St. John.
Sorry.
No, my feeling was wrong.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. Paul.
Oh, Paul. I wanted to say that, but I wasn't sure enough.
Player 1. Pick again. A fresco by Raphael shows Pope Leo I pleading with this ruthless barbarian to spare Rome. Okay, Player 1.
Who is Hannibal?
No, that's not right. Any other takers? Yes, Player 3.
Is it Attila?
Good for you.
Yep.
We return to you, Player 3. Legend has it that Mark Antony's wife stabbed this orator's tongue after his death. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Who is... I want to say Brutus.
No, that's not right. Anyone else? It's Player 3. Yep. You again, Player 3. Change your attitude, or rather one letter in attitude, to get this word meaning height.
What is altitude?
Player 1. Yes. Please pick again. It's what we call a word that has the same meaning as another word.
What is a synonym?
Okay, Player 1. Right. Choose again, player one. This word can mean a hole or any hollow place, especially in a tooth.
What is a cavity?
Yes, player one. That's it. Player one. It's one of the bones of the forearm, or a line from the center of a circle to the circumference.
What is a radius?
Okay, player one. Correct. You get to pick again. From the Latin for kidnapper, it means to take someone else's ideas or writings and pass them off as your own.
What is plagiarize?
Let's hear it, player one. Yeah, good.
Star Trek jargon for 200.
Player one. The Type 2 of this weapon had a max power setting of 16 and could be set to heat, disrupt, or stun.
What is a phaser?
Player one. Good. Select again. This device briefly converts a person to energy, beams the energy, then reassembles the person. It's player one.
I will say, what is a transporter?
Correct. We return to you, player one. When Spock checks chronometric data, he's looking at measurements of the space-this continuum. Let's hear it, player one. Yes.
Yay.
Player one, back to you for our next. Created by Starfleet, it prohibits interference with other civilizations. Player one. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player two. That's right. Way to go.
Yeah.
Player two. You pick again, please. This crystal regulates matter-antimatter reactions that provide energy for travel faster than light. Okay, player one.
I will say carbamide.
Sorry, that's wrong. Any other takers? Here's the correct response. Dilithium. Player two. Pick again. Let's get Kelly's assistance on this clue.
JFK won the presidential nomination at the Democratic National Convention in this year.
What is 1960?
Yes, player one. Hey, you're right. Select again. The U.S. declared war against Spain on April 25th of this year.
What is 1898?
Let's hear it, player one. Yes. Player one. Bastille Day in France commemorates an event on this date in 1789.
What is July 14th?
It's player one. Right. Player one, back to you. Answer. It's the Daily Double. You are in first place. You need to select your way. Here is your Daily Double clue. The Sons of Liberty threw one heck of a tea party in Boston on December 16th of this year.
What is 1773?
You have maintained your lead. Way to go. Please pick again. King John affixed his seal to the Magna Carta at Runnymede in June of this year.
What's 1215?
Yes, player one. That is correct. You again, player one. Vancouver, British Columbia.
It is in the Pacific
Okay,
time zone.
player one. Right. Player one, back to you. Omaha, Nebraska.
Central.
Player one. Good. You get to pick again, player one. Santa Fe, New Mexico.
I believe it's in the mountain time
Okay,
zone.
player 1. Correct. Choose again, player 1. Reno, Nevada.
I believe that's in the Pacific
Let's hear
time
it,
zone.
player 1. That's right, way to go. And the last clue for $1,000. Akron, Ohio.
It's in the Eastern time zone.
It's player 1. Hey, you're right.
Yay!
Okay, we have player 2 in third place, which means that player 2 will go first in the Double Jeopardy round. Categories for the Double Jeopardy round are Asian history, inventors and inventions, Monroe Puri, Kidlit, debriefing, and quoth the raven. Notice the spelling. Okay,
Yep.
let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next
All right,
selection.
Asian
We
history.
continue. In the 1920s, the Kemalists opposed the Sultan in this country and eventually prevailed.
What is Brunei?
Yes, player 1.
No? Okay, I'll say what is, it's either Turkey or Syria. Let's go with Turkey.
Yes.
Alright. Asian history 800.
We return to you, player. In December of 1946, he attacked the French at Tonkin, beginning a war that ended 8 years later. Player 1?
Who is... I will say, who is Sun Yat-sen? No. Frick.
Anyone else? Yes, player 2. Oh, sorry.
No, it's Ho Chi Minh.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, player 3. Yep. Choose again, player 3. In 1739, the peacock throne built for Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan was stolen by these people. Player 1?
I'll say who are the Persians.
Right. You get to pick again. In 1782, when Chao Phraya Chakri became King Rama I, he moved his capital across the river to this city. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is... Bangkok?
Right. You again, player 1. Kelly will present this clue.
These nomadic horsemen, who overran most of Asia in the Middle Ages, lived in portable lattice tents known as yurts.
It's player 1.
I will say who are the Mongols.
You got it. We return to you, player 1. It's the alliterative salutation that traditionally begins each entry of a girl's daily journal.
What is Dear Diary?
Yes, player 1. Yeah, good. Player 1, back to slobber. Or to bounce a basketball.
What's dribble?
Okay, player 1. Correct. Player 1. Pick humorous poetry with irregular rhythm is known by this canine name. It's player 1.
What is doggerel?
Good for you. Please pick again, player 1. To a Londoner, it's a trash can. Player 1.
What is a dustbin or dirt box?
No. Sorry. Any other takers?
Ah, frick.
Here's what we wanted. A dustbin.
Oh, I should have gone with that the first time.
Player 1, you pick. Yeah! Answer. The first of the daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. Please select your wager, player 1. Answer. An alcoholic may suffer from this from the Greek for mad thirst.
What is dipsomania? Or I'll say what is dipsomania.
That puts you even further ahead.
Yay.
Player 1, back to you. Walter Deemer with the Fleer Company invented the first commercially successful type of this chewing gum in 1928. Let's hear it, Player 1. You are correct.
Bubblegum.
Select again. In 1879, James A. Ritty invented this machine, and retailers have been ringing up sales ever since. Player 1. That is correct. Player 1, back to... In 1798, this cotton gin inventor began using a system of interchangeable parts to make muskets for the U.S. government.
Who is Eli Whitney?
Okay, Player 1. That's correct. We return to you, Player 1. In 1938, chemist Roy Plunkett invented polytetrafluoroethylene, a non-stick substance better known as this.
What is Teflon?
It's Player 1. Yes. Player 1. Martha Coston invented the Coston This, a device for signaling at sea in the 1850s. Let's hear it, Player 1.
What is semaphore?
No.
Dang it.
Anyone else? Here's what we were looking for. A flare.
Oh.
Player 1, back to you. A game of hide and seek leads Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy into this land that's always winter and never Christmas.
What is Narnia?
Yes, Player 1. That is correct. You get to pick again, Player 1. Leroy Brown is the real name of the boy detective with this bookish nickname.
What is Encyclopedia Brown?
It's Player 1. That's it. You again, Player 1. This Louise Fitzhugh lass spies on her classmates and writes about them in her secret notebook.
Who is Harriet the Spy?
Player 1. That's correct. Choose again, Player 1. In a Francis Hodgson Burnett tale, Mary Lennox tends to the secret this.
What's garden?
Okay, Player 1. Yes. Player 1. This Kipling lad goes on a Himalayan journey with a Tibetan lama. Let's hear it, Player 1.
That would be either Gunga Din or Kim. We will say Kim.
Right you are. Select again. In 1948, she had one line in Love Happy, the last Marx Brothers movie. Yes, Player 1.
I'll say it was Marilyn Monroe.
Good. Please pick again, Player 1. Forget DiMaggio and Berra. The secret to the Yankees' 11 pennants from 1947 to 1960 was Lucy Monroe's singing of this.
What is the Star-Spangled Banner?
Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. You get to pick again. Answer the second daily double, and you have the lead. So, what's your wager? Answer this. See Marion Monroe train as a child psychologist and co-write the book starring this unexciting boy-girl pair.
Who are Dick and Jane.
Congratulations, you're still in first, Player 1. We return to you. 1940s singing star Vaughn Monroe had a rich voice in this middle male range, hence the nickname Old Leather Tonsils. Okay, Player 1.
We will say what is middle range. We will say what is baritone.
Good.
Booyah.
Player 1. In 1912, Harriet Monroe launched the magazine simply called This. It soon published T.S. Eliot and Ezra Pound. It's player one.
What is poetry?
Hey, you're right.
All right. Hey.
Please pick again, player one. This character has gone psycho long before he says, "She might have fooled me, but she didn't fool my mother."
Who is
player one?
Norman Bates.
Yeah, good for you.
Yay.
Select again. Kathleen Quinlan finds comfort talking to shrink Bebe Anderson in I Never Promised You a This. Yes, player one.
What is I Never Promised You a Wedding Ring?
That's not it. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? We're talking about Rose Garden.
Oh, I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. Okay.
Player one. As John Nash in this movie, Russell Crowe does quite a bit of talking to people who don't exist. Player one.
What is A Beautiful Mind?
Good. You again, player one. This Johnny Depp character tells his psychiatrist, "You are a great lover like myself." Okay, player one.
Who is Sweeney Todd?
No.
Frick.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Don Juan de Marco. Now let's take a look at that $2,000 clue, shall we? In Quills, this author muses, "My glorious prose filtered through the minds of the insane. They might improve it."
Who is William Shakespeare?
Let's hear it, player one.
No? Marquis de Sade.
That is correct. Sorry, player two. Your score is not on the positive side, so you will not be joining us for Final Jeopardy. We've got the Final Jeopardy round here for you, and today it features this category. American authors. Please enter your wager. Each direction on the plus control pad represents a different response. Press a direction to select an answer. Now, let's reveal the Final Jeopardy clue. Injured on the Austro-Italian front on July 8, 1918, he also crossed the English Channel with U.S. forces on D-Day. What did you say?
Ernest Hemingway.
And that correct
I got it
response
right.
will add
100, so he goes to 2,700.
What did you put as your response?
Hemingway.
How much do you add to your total with that correct response?
$200, so I go up to 50 grand. Hello.
Congratulations to you, player one. So long.
See you all for the next video, everybody.